Hi, my name is Chris Roberts, and welcome to StarCast.
And welcome to StarCast, everybody. Tonight we have, returning after a long hiatus, Bad News Baron. And of course, we have Gio Get Money, who's going to drink all.
Gio Get Four Loco.
Gio got Four Loco again.
I officially changed. Yes.
Oh yeah. We have Trendane. That guy.
Hey,
yeah, over there.
You guys are all like with the thing.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
There's no sound, they're saying.
No, there's sound. I can hear the sound through the thing.
Hello, everyone.
You're trolling.
Now they're just trolling me.
Yeah.
Bastards.
You can't troll us.
We won't have a Star Class tonight because you guys are being assholes. All right. And finally, welcome Miss Crass Kitty.
Hello.
Sound is fine. There's a sign. Okay, yeah. No, ladies last because we're being gentlemen. Well, we're attempting to be gentlemen or something. It usually doesn't go over all that well, really. All right, so welcome to StarCast, and tonight we're going to talk about all kinds of shit that happened recently in the Star and the Citizen, and some other things. We're going to talk about some cool stuff that's going on around that game, and also some other stuff that's been going on as well. First off, real quick, everybody I think knows Bad News Baron, probably. Everyone probably knows Gio Get Money, probably.
I don't know that guy.
Trendane, people know a lot of. But Crass Kitty, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm Crass Kitty. As the name implies, I am crass. I like cats. I play a lot of Elite Dangerous. I actually have made a roleplay server for Elite Dangerous because I like role-playing and I like space games and I like them to come together. And I play predominantly space games. I'm a variety streamer. It's always harder to talk about yourself, like when you're.
That's all right. But we asked her to come on because I've been watching her recently, and I absolutely thoroughly enjoy her role-playing stuff that she's doing.
You're supposed to be coming to join us soon, as soon as I train you again in Elite Dangerous.
Yes, but I've been having a guy named Spooks and his wife Scottish have been holding my hand and gently carrying me through the verse that is Elite Dangerous, and here's the deal. Here's my hang up with Elite, and you can understand where I'm coming from with this. I'm an old-time player of Elite. Back when I played Elite, we could start off, and Trent and Nane did too. We both used to start off, we were space truckers. We'd hop in, get our sidewinders, go off, pick up some fish at Asilis, deliver it to Chango, pick up some robots in Chango, and take them back to Asilis. And that was our round trip, and we made lots of money. We bought us all kinds of cool shit. Then they added them more and more to the game, and the game got a little bit out of hand. Now, the only real way you can start is you have to go out and shoot pirates.
Yeah. That is a little bit of a frustrating thing to me, that the only way to begin like making money is to shoot pirates. Although I will say that if you're in a Sidewinder when you first start the game, you can take some of the missions on the bounty board, like just some of the 1 and 2 cargo missions for smuggling, and if you do enough of those, you should be able to make enough to get a Cobra. It'll just take a long time.
It takes a long time. Yeah. So that is
what I did. I'm a patient person though.
So that's what the group has been helping me out with, is helping me get that stuff going. So that's why it's good. It's a slow start for me because I'm trying to learn a game that you already kind of knew before that is totally different now.
It's totally different. Yeah. It's frustrating.
It's really frustrating.
Do you have voice attack? Because it makes it so much better.
Oh God, yes. Trendane did one of the very first voice attacks for Elite Dangerous.
Really?
Yeah, he was one of the very first voice packs for
I actually
good.
He's an amazing
awesome.
voice actor.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I had just recorded one and somebody's putting it all together, and that's what I'll be giving out to anybody who subs to me.
Oh, nice. That's a great sub idea.
Awesome. That's a great way to do that.
Yeah, that's a great. Yeah. So yeah,
it's very crass.
It's gonna be very crass. Oh, that's all right. Trendane's is very. Go ahead, Trendane. Do some voices. Make me laugh, funny man.
Just make
Go for it.
Hey, you're being attacked. Your shields are completely drained. No, I'm not going to switch. I'm not going to balance power because every time I do it, you say that you're never coming over again for Christmas. And no, you cannot engage your stupid friendship drive until, you call your mother at least once, just sometime this decade, for the love of God.
Fantastic.
Yay.
Shields are down, but I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
Okay.
We're on fire, but it's okay.
The canopy's been compromised, but it's not like you need oxygen to talk to me, so whatever.
Whatever. Oh, God, it's awesome. So, yes, that's a really great idea. I like that given away as a voice pack for your subs. That's
it was everybody asked me to make one, like make a voice attack profile.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay, I'll do this. And then I didn't realize you have to record 600 sound bites. That's fun.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I actually streamed me doing it, and I had a chat suggesting what to say. So we have like for each command, there's about like 3 or 4, sometimes 12 different options for it to cycle through. There's some pretty good ones. I think if you say request docking, I say you really need a better pickup line.
So is this like a template that you went off of with like 600 different commands? So you just could go down the list to record this?
Yeah, I did Kix 3. I based it off of Kix 3, and it was a process. It was a process. And I've just found out that there's more I have to add because of Horizons. So I'm about to record some more.
Yeah.
I should do one for StarCitizen, just me ranting like, motherfucker, park your ship, land.
That'd be awesome. If there was one for StarCitizen, I'd be so happy.
There are several, but
if you're going underneath a thing to go, like, watch your head, fucker.
Oh man, watch your head, damn.
You're gonna lose your head. That's cool. Let's this is totally not even a segue, but I wanted to talk about something tonight before we get into too much of the Star Citizens. Actually, no, you want to do the news first there, Gio?
Sure, we don't have that much, so we could get that out the way.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Let's just get the news out of the way because not much happened from last week. This week, they had the holiday thing, but
yeah, because everyone shut down for the holidays. So we end up getting PTU 2.1. It came out right before they left, and it's for everyone. If you guys haven't noticed, so go check that out. I think they add the Saber in there and the new EVA stuff. The Saber is beautiful. I just checked it out today, and also Christ Roberts has dropped the letter from the chairman, and basically what we got in there. We have these bonds, these Vandal War bonds. For each year that you've been there, you'd get one. So 2942 would be for 2012, 2943 for 2013, and so on. So look for those. They should be coming up, or they may be already there. I'm not sure yet. And some quick highlights for the end year numbers. We have the Roberts Space Industry website served 178 million page views with over 9.5 million visitors in 2015. Citizens have downloaded more than 30 petabytes of content this year. I didn't even know what the hell a petabyte was.
Let's not do that. I might get arrested.
80,000 backers have explored Crusader in 2.0 in the week since its launch. The development team created 16,503 tasks in 2015 and resolved over 15,000 of them. Developers made 204,716 Perforce check-ins in change list. The team generated an average of 6 game builds per day. QA has generated over 17,000 bug tickets this year, and the bug smashers have since resolved almost 12,000 of those bugs.
That's pretty awesome.
That's
a lot.
That is
a lot of numbers.
Some nice stuff they got done.
For those who don't work in the video game industry, that is a significant performance. That is huge.
They got the good team over there, man.
It's been like 18-hour days for a while.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Obviously, the game is a big scam. They don't work on nothing. They just make ships and don't do nothing, guys. So, you got to keep that in mind.
By the way, this is the buggy I just got. I'm pretty happy I got a buggy for my recruits. And so I'm joining.
I thought you already had one. You didn't buy one?
Have a buggy. No, I never bought a buggy. I didn't know where to buy a damn buggy. Nobody told me it was a buggy place to buy buggies. So
yeah, my dumb ass bought one.
I'm driving, so there's probably going to be some explosions here. All right, is that it for the news?
Oh, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Sandy was in the office today, though.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, she was.
What time did she check in?
Was it around noon? I think?
Noon. And what kind of coffee was she carrying today? Because I didn't get that.
I didn't see. I wasn't really. I was looking at the background.
Oh, okay.
Because all the walls are still empty.
And Chris said he's going to be in the UK office more because they're going to push Squadron 42 out. He said in a letter for the chairman. So he won't be in America for too long.
All right, so here's what I wanted to chat about tonight, as far just to kind of get us started off with something to discuss. I have been recently, okay, a little background. If you guys are not watching, you're not viewers of my channel, you might not know this. I'm a sim guy, but I like to do trucking in sims. I like doing Euro Truck. In Elite Dangerous, I like to doing space trucking, and I really enjoy that sort of aspect of picking something up, taking it somewhere, delivering it, and having to deal with what happens in between. Like somebody attacks me if I'm in Elite Dangerous, or I pop a tire in Euro Truck or whatever. So I've been noticing more and more lately that actually I've been trying to practice my sim stuff. So I started flying in Flight Sim X because I'm thinking, here's what I need to do if I want to be able to land my Banu Merchantman. I can't just like drive up and hit a button and say land, I guess I probably could, but it's still going to be kind of hard to maneuver and everything like that. So what I've been wanting to do is practicing my sim stuff with Flight Simulator X and also with X-Plane, which are two actual sims. Now, I never really thought about this until recently, until I started doing that. Just how little I think StarCitizen is an actual sim. They call it the best damn space sim in the universe, and that's what my hat says, and it also says on the back of this Squadron 42 jacket, or shirt, I mean. Mm-hmm. But is it actually a sim, or is it more... I think, like a non-sim that they call themselves a sim is, say, Need for Speed. That's like a racing game, but they call it a sim. But then a true racing sim would be like Assetto Corsa, which is a hardcore sim type of game. And so what I wanted to talk about tonight is, do you think StarCitizen will ever become a true simulation? Whereas, you get in the cockpit, you flip all the switches, you have to make sure the coils are warmed up before you turn on the plasma inducers and all that kind of shit. Or is it going to sort of stay more towards the arcadey side? So what do you guys think? Go ahead and discuss.
Well, I noticed that when I played, which was very brief, mainly because I got frustrated with 2.0 crashes, which was when I started. So take that with a grain of salt whenever I say anything, is that was my only experience, was right when 2.0 launched. And so I noticed that when I went to go land, that you can really just kind of ram the dock and it lands, mm-hmm. which did not feel like a sim by any means. So I think it would be cooler if it was more of a sim, just because that would be more exciting to me. But I don't know. I think they'll probably keep it more in the range that they're going right now, if I had to guess.
What do you guys think?
I wouldn't want this to be too sim. And I think they said that before. They're not going to try to go full sim, I think. I think they're trying to find that, that in between the line where you'll have a little bit of, sim and doing the dials and knobs like on DCS. And then it's still going to be, a space kind of arcade game. They want that in between ground, because if you do one over the other, it's going to be too arcadey, and then you're going to have it too real. I think somewhere in between, something like Squad did. What I liked about Squad, the FPS shooter, is it's kind of real like Arma, but it's kind of got an arcade feel like Battlefield. They kind of squeeze them together. So if you find that in between, I think that'd be cool, because we haven't seen like all the knobs and switches get done out yet. So we have to see how that plays out and controlling all that stuff.
Baron, what do you think?
So I've gotten like little mini rants about this before, between people being like, "Oh, StarCitizen's way too arcadey compared to Elite, or Elite is too arcadey compared to StarCitizen," and how hardcore a simulation is it going to be? And it's bullshit. They're both arcade games when it comes down to it. Rogue System is a true DCS style space sim, where you've got like a million cockpit buttons, and it takes you like 20 minutes to even just turn on the spaceship. If you do it in the wrong order, something's going to blow up. You'll go blow up your hyperdrive by accident or your radiator, and you'll be out of luck. And it operates off Kerbal Space Program physics. But really, I mean, they may be using real world Newtonian stuff, but they're limiting them artificially for gameplay reasons in a way that it doesn't become true Newtonian spaceflight, especially with like simple things like orbital physics and stuff like that. It's just going to be non-existent in the game. Like the way that you can currently fly down to the surface of the planet, as demonstrated in the gameplay demo, really doesn't hold up to actual atmospheric entries and things like that. So it's not like Kerbal or anything. So, but I think that a degree of the arcadiness is needed to keep it fun and accessible for most players, because not everybody likes Kerbal Space Program or DCS style stuff, and it takes a little bit of masochism to try to do that. It'll take a long time to land on a planet.
My Constellation just pooped out my buggy.
Yeah, I will say it's frustrating with Elite's new expansion on how long it even takes to land on a planet then.
Oh, God.
So I guess I would be frustrated if they made it super, super sim-like, because I've actually just stopped landing on planets because I get so frustrated. I'm also really bad at it, like really bad.
The other day, I'm just learning Elite Dangerous again, and I went to go land on a planet. I guess my angle was a little bit wrong, and it took about 45 minutes to get to the landing spot because my angle was so far off. And the gravity of the planet just kept me from like taking back off again, and I was just like stuck in this thing where I had to like glide along the planet for like 45 minutes before I got to the spot. It was really bad.
It's really frustrating. I do that every time, and so I just don't go to planets.
Yeah, which is crazy because that's the whole point of Horizons, right?
Well, I think that the better point that you should look at Horizons is the year's worth of content that you're getting with purchasing Horizons.
Oh yeah. I'm not trying to say it's bad. I'm just saying that it's...
No, I would be disappointed if Horizons was only planetary landings. I wouldn't have bought Horizons.
Yeah.
StarCitizen 2.0 really shows off the potential of StarCitizen, and I think Elite Dangerous 2.0 really shows off the potential of Elite Dangerous.
I mean, if we look at the FPS mechanics in 2.0 now, I mean, they're not as hardcore as like Armor. I think they said before they're not trying to go like that Armor route, because in Armor you can hit it with like 1 or 2 bullets. That's it. It's over. I mean, no armor, no nothing. You're just out of there. So I think it's good that they're staying away from that. And then you got to think on top of that, what are we going to simulate? Because right now there are no fighters that you could take in space. So it's kind of like who's wrong or who's right about simulating this. So it's up for grabs.
What I would like to see, I would just like to see it cater to both sides. I would almost like to see that they have a simulation mode to where it's like, there's like almost like a switch you flip on. If you want the simulation mode, you have to go through the pre-flight check sequences before you take off. If you don't, and you just want to get in and fly, you just get in and fly. But the problem would be the balance of that, because if you're doing hardcore sim, the flight mechanics are significantly harder than just arcade mode.
It's the speed, it's the acceleration of velocity in stuff when you don't have things artificially limiting you. When you go into Super Cruise now in Star Citizen, you can go up to crazy speeds and like 1,000 meters a second in some of the ships, and when you do that, you get into jousting fights with gameplay. With Battlescape Infinity, that's what a lot of the combat was, because it was more uncapped speed and more uncapped sort of sim-like space flight. But the combat was a mess because everybody was just jousting and slingshotting around, and it was a pain in the ass to actually try to do anything in that game.
Absolutely. Trendane, any thoughts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you want to hear that?
Yes, that'd be nice.
Well, I think it would be probably best. I mean, I don't see Star Citizen going to the level that what was it, Rogue Galaxy? That they did, where you got to. I mean, because we had talked about that Scott Manley has all of his stuff set up. I don't see Star Citizen ever really going that far. But what I would like to see is, not unlike when you hit escape and you go into the menus and you can have presets. You can have your custom control scheme. You can have the control scheme for this or this or this. You should have the same thing in your spaceship. If you want to do, if you're like, look, I'm an engineer, I know how to run my ship, and the way that Aegis Dynamics has it set up sucks. All right, I like to run my engine a little hotter. And so you have the option to switch it over to custom, but the trade-off is you have to go in and do it by hand. So I can see that. And I can see people who are like, no, RSI's default boot up sequence thing is fine. I have no problem with that. And you just leave it on that. And it's cool. It's all, I mean, I can see it giving players the option to do a more complex startup versus just going with the shipmaker's default, startup sequence. Cool. I think that would solve everybody's problem.
The problem is, I think that we have to take into account that adding a whole nother version of the game is going to cost the developers a lot of money. And I mean, not that Star Citizen hasn't made enough money, but there's got to be a point as a business where when you're running it, you have to decide, I can't make everybody happy because I literally can't afford to. And I think that as viewers, while we can dream, or as not as viewers, as gamers, we can dream and we can hope for these like two realities to both coincide happily. Logically, it just doesn't. It's not something that is an expense that would be. It just wouldn't make sense. Is what I'm saying.
I'd like to see objects that don't lose momentum.
Yeah, you fire a bolt, it should stay going on forever unless met by.
Yeah, well, even if you bump into a box right now, it'll stop spinning and slow down and stop eventually.
Yeah, I was trying to do the thing that you did. You did the thing where you took you snuck out a thing right outside of the Port Olisar or whatever. I tried sliding it out and putting it in the back of my my ship, and I was disappointed that I kept having to shoot it. I'm like, it's already got inertia. Why is it slowing down? What's acting against it? There should be nothing acting against it at all. Completely not making any sense, but whatever. Let's see what else we're gonna. Oh, guys, we have Q&A later on in the show, question and answer time. So if you would like to ask any questions of us, go ahead and fire them off at us.
Call me.
Call Trendane. Oh, yes. And by the way, we do have phone lines are open. It's right down there below Crass Kitty. You can call in anytime you would like, and you can ask a question or just discuss something. And then when we're done with you, we hang up on you in the most rude fashion possible.
It don't get banned either, so I don't have to fucking laugh hysterically at you.
Yeah, last week that was actually pretty funny.
That area code right down there, 408, that's local to me.
It is. That's actually Trendane's number.
I wasn't going to tell them that.
Oh, we're calling Trendane's house, everybody.
Oh, okay.
Just call them now.
All right. So, let's see. Oh, is there something else? Oh, Planetary Landing and the holiday show. What did you guys think of what happened out there with Chris Roberts? How did it make you feel?
You know what? I think it was brave of him to go play his game knowing it's broken in front of everybody. I will say that. A lot of developers wouldn't dare to try to play a game publicly in front of everyone while it was broken. So I don't think anyone should kind of judge him too harsh on it.
It was a bad idea.
It
was a bad idea, that's for sure.
Like, the intention behind it was good, but the state of the game, like, I mean, anybody who's been doing PTU or live knows how much it crashes and how much you just cannot disconnect. And so what he encountered was the exact same problems that we're all facing every single day. And yeah, sometimes it takes 10 minutes to even log on.
Yeah.
It was painful.
From streaming aspect, it was really rough. And I was sitting there going, this is the stuff that I deal with, and I've only got a couple hundred people watching. You've got thousands watching, looking up to you being the guy making the game. It should have been all prepped for him. He should have just sat down. The ship was already on the pad, and all he had to do was take off and fly somewhere. That probably would have been okay.
See, I think that's where part of it could have worked as sort of a backup plan. What they needed was a secondary set of things that they could talk about while they were getting everything ready. Because, I mean, CIG has been doing things that no ordinary publisher would do anyway. I mean, the whole concept of doing this. And I think from that perspective, he had to get up there. I mean, I will admit, yes, it got more and more uncomfortable the longer I watched it. I felt horrible for him. And eventually I got to a point where it got so bad for me that I really didn't feel comfortable watching it anymore, and I had to turn it off.
Wait, was this like a cringe fest? I missed this whole thing, so...
Yeah, there are tornado sirens going off right now. We might be live streaming a tornado.
That's awesome. Put your camera out the window. Put it out the window. We can get it put on, World Star Hip Hop thing.
Yeah, live stream.
Yeah,
really loud.
We don't hear it because your mic is very nice, tight mic, so we can't hear the outside stuff.
You can make the Twister sequel now.
I think.
Are you in a safe place, Baron?
I think Orbrak was asking. I think Orbrak wants to give away a ship tonight. Orbrak, if you would like to do that, you know how to do it, buddy. Go ahead and start him up, man. If you want to do it. Hey, gray-headed gamer.
Gray, my brother. What's up, man?
My brother from another mother. If you're going to die, Baron, might want to go downstairs.
BRB.
Okay. Yeah, good.
You know what? If Orbrak's doing a giveaway, I think I may too.
Oh, God. No, Gio. You are cut off from doing giveaways right now. You gave away like $600 in ships last week, buddy.
Let me see.
Poor Baron.
I know. I hope he doesn't die.
I really don't want him to die.
Yeah.
Run for the hills, my brother.
I mean, I've only had a chance to hug him once. I've got so many other things.
And now he's single trending. You might be able to turn him.
I mean, so yes, it got very uncomfortable, and eventually I did stop watching it. But I think what would have worked very, very well is if he could have gone over there, started as soon as the problem started, like the second or third time at most that he tried to get in there and it didn't work. He could stand up and say, can one of you guys continue trying to get this in? And then he can talk. That's a perfect jumping off point to reinforce the fact that they're doing things very differently from any other publisher out there. That any other publisher would never bring, something this unstable to the thing and risk having this happen. That, these are the same problems that you guys are seeing. We're seeing the same things. This is how we get bug reports. We do this, and use that time that he can talk about, again, reinforcing the fact that we're doing things with complete transparency. Use that to fill the time while somebody else is back there going through the thing. And as soon as they're ready, and they're like, yep, okay, we're good. And he goes back there, dives in, and he goes. And if it crashes, we'll say, okay, we'll try this again later on. And do what you do. Just have the gameplay in a small window down at the bottom where you can see what the gameplay is doing while Chris is up talking about something else. But again, as we have talked about, Domo, you and I brought this up 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That, their live stream practices are not especially great.
No.
And they always seem to have problems with live streams.
Yeah, but it's getting better.
It is getting better. There is no denying that.
Do you think maybe they just don't understand how to produce a quality live stream?
No, I think they understand that very well. They just don't have a lot of practice with it. And so when
they practice all the time, though. I mean, they have been trying. This year
they've been better than most. This is probably the best year for stream. They get better and better every year at it.
It's like that. It's like somebody you see going on like American Idol or something. They practice their ass off. But when they get on in front of the camera and they go to sing, they're still a little bit pitchy, and that's kind of what's happening. Is they're getting better, but they're still off a little bit. And before all of you guys go, well, you guys stream all the time. You should offer. I know myself. I've offered. I know Baron's offered. He told me he's offered. Trendane's offered. I don't know about Gio or Crash Kitty, but we have all offered hundreds of times probably. Almost every time I see a live stream, and the next day I go. Ben writes me sometimes on Skype. Because I'm always trying to communicate stuff about the show and things. He will say, I'll say to him, Ben, great show last night. If you ever need any help with streaming, I'm sure I'll help you guys out. But they are getting better. It is very professional, but it's their, it mostly has to do with their settings. I remember some of the first live streams we used to watch them, they had it all interlaced. It would crash constantly because they had the frame rate set wrong and stuff like that. So.
Nexus, I think, hit it right there on the head.
What do you say?
They don't do crisis management well under live conditions.
Right. They should have a backup plan for everything.
Right.
Plan B.
Improved things a lot since he's been.
I agree.
I don't think a lot of people understand that. I can think about how I reacted to Crisis a year ago and how I react to a Crisis today, and I've grown so much just as a streamer. So I imagine they're doing the same thing. Yeah. It's a lot of just learning as you go, and there's no rule book, there's no guideline, there's no this is what you do when this goes on. And I think maybe just realizing that you need to have backup plans in place, and actually executing them seamlessly is probably a good idea. Although again, I didn't see the cast, so I'm kind of talking out of my ass right now.
That's okay.
No, but you're right. I mean, just whichever orifice you're using, you are correct.
What is that?
But, wonderful.
Yeah. The thing that I think.
Oh wait. Pause for a second. Callers, thank you. Hold on, callers. We got you. Give me a moment. I'm going to mute you for right now. We're going to grab you in sequence, and then we'll bring you in. So hold on there, callers. Okay. All right, got callers. So go ahead and finish your thought. I'm sorry.
You that said that they're practicing all the time.
Yeah, they're practicing.
Like what?
Well, I mean, they do their weekly. What do they call it? After the.
Around the verse? That's all pre-recorded.
No, not around the verse. The other one.
Reverse the verse.
Reverse the verse. Yeah, that's live.
Okay, that I wouldn't count that either. I mean, you're dealing with.
They're getting practice just streaming part.
Static scene.
It's static. You've got 8 people on camera. If you flub, there's somebody there immediately to pick it up, and it's a very relaxed sort of thing. It doesn't have the tension of you are putting on a live event. It's a very different feeling doing reverse the verse than it is.
I believe some people in the audience are kind of hacking at me at this because they're saying that I don't appreciate the fact that this is more complicated than what I do, which is just a podcast. this podcast, I've been doing it for 2 years now, and we have over 100 episodes of this, and also Trendane and I used to do one called
Into the Portal,
and we did one for H1Z1. So I've been doing podcasts a long time, and it took us like 30 minutes. It took me like 40 minutes tonight just to get my fucking camera set up right. So I'm not at all minimizing their thing because they're doing different scenes and cross cuts and all this other stuff from all these different things. I get that. I'm talking about the basics of their streaming setup, like just the basics. I'm not talking about even the fancy shit they're doing, but they're probably using.
Can you give me an example?
Like an example, Chris was giving when Chris the other night was having a problem, which is fine. Okay, so he's having a problem. They should have cut to another scene, but they didn't. Instead, Chris is sitting there fumbling, and then they started playing audio right over the top of him from previously in the show. Somebody was like, must have been editing it so that they could play it again or something. I don't know, but they were editing it, so the audio from that was bleeding right over the top of Chris while he's pissed off trying to get the thing working. And I think Disco Lando Jared was poking his head in, smiling with the Santa outfit on, and all that shit's just going on, and I'm going, stop. Just stop. Like, put up a technical difficulty screen with the Indian on it and just let that go for a second, and then we'll come back. Yeah, exactly. Beep, we'll be right back.
Do you think they maybe need to, like, perhaps, I mean, there's so many great StarCitizen streamers. I know so many of them, like, and then maybe they should consider just having somebody who has experience with running it actually run it, you know?
We've tried.
Maybe you should.
There you go, Crass. You have a job. Go get it.
No, I actually live in Austin, so I'm kind of debating on if I should go over to their company and be like, "Hi guys, I heard you needed help. I'm here to help." But
the first thing they'll say is, "Are you willing to move to LA?" Because that's where it's all going to get done.
Oh, really? I thought it was in Austin.
They have an office, Austin office. But
we really don't know what they're using though. They might not even be using OBS. Or
they're not. They're probably using that. They're using that big one, the one that's probably like that $4,000 or $5,000 package.
Skype.
No, Skype. No, they're not using Skype anymore.
So you could set all that up in XSplit and edit scenes in preview windows in XSplit and everything like that, and just flow from one scene to the next. And
absolutely.
I think in many ways that would be sort of a pain to set up initially, but it would be set and forget.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd like to see them do that. Okay, we have callers, so let's grab the callers now. I'm going to grab the first one.
Real quick, a Mako and a Reliant giveaway tonight, right now.
What?
Let's go.
Come on, Gio. What the fuck, buddy? Gio's doing a what? A Mako?
Yeah, Reliant Mako.
Reliant Mako.
Yep.
And what else?
And a Herald.
And a Herald. Okay, hold on. Everybody, we're doing 3 giveaways. We have one going right now for an Aurora MR, which is being donated by Orbrak, one of my awesome mods. Thank you, Orbrak. And then now we're going to give out 2 more. Okay, we'll get to those in just a minute, Gio, so hang on. Okay, first caller, what is your dedication? And please tell us who you like to sing to.
Okay, I did not catch that last part.
It's all right. Go ahead.
Name's Bosant.
Okay, how you doing?
It's all right. So, I'm doing all right. I'm actually sitting at work. Don't tell my boss.
Okay.
But
what are you wearing?
What I was wondering is, do you think it would be, Baron, not a bikini.
Too bad.
So, do you think it would be worth it for StarCitizen to invest in getting somebody on their staff that is a professional streamer?
Yes.
And actually, I mean, I would be interested in seeing somebody from CIG streaming the game during the week. That might not be the best idea for some of the streamers that are trying to stream the game, because that would be a pretty steep competition. But it might be pretty interesting for people interested in the game to see somebody who actually works for the company playing the game every week and just going through the paces. I mean, I think that would bring in a lot of good attention, possibly.
Ed does this.
So
it's a good question. Yeah. Thanks a lot for calling. I'm going to mute you. We're going to go to the next caller after this, after we answer. All right. Thanks for calling. What was that? Teabag. Oh, you're teabagging yourself. Okay. Well, let me just jump in here real quick before we get having somebody else do it from the thing might be okay, because let's talk about EverQuest next for a minute there, Trending. Let's go back in time 2 years ago.
Yes, I'm so excited for this game.
As another role player, I had a feeling.
Yeah.
Can I just say EverQuest was my start in computer gaming?
Yeah, mine too. Well, not my start in computer gaming, but
I played from the age of 8 to 18, so 10 years. And it was my first experience role playing. It was my first experience with like a video game online. It was my first experience with anything. And then when I found out about EverQuest Next, that's actually what got me started streaming, because I needed something to kill the time for EverQuest Next to be released, because they said it was going to be released in a year, and they lied. And
all right, so
disappointment.
It's really cool. It's a great game. but what I was going with it is, we started covering EverQuest. I started covering EverQuest Next back in 2013. The base. What's with the base? Why are we looking at your base nipple? What's going on?
Because Zane is in charge.
Oh, hi Zane. Anyway, so we got. I started covering it, and then where this is going is a guy named Omid Dariani. I don't know if you guys know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think I've heard of him.
Yeah,
I love Omid.
He's a great guy. Omid showed up in my channel. I probably had maybe 1,000 followers. I had just got partnered because I had a really large YouTube at the time and a really large Twitter. So that's how I got partnered quickly before. A lot of people are like, how come you got partnered before? Anyway,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, really. So Omid showed up, and then Omid like took me under his wing literally and would like come into my channel every day, hang out with, see what I was doing. I was playing his game. And what they did was they picked me to be sort of like the, not only official, but one of the streamers for Landmark. And he would come into my channel, give me a bunch of stuff. He'd give me keys. Here, give this stuff away. And people would come to my channel. And because I had so much stuff to give away, it caused more people to come there. And then what they would do is they'd put me on the front page of the Landmark page. And that, because I was on the front page of Landmark, somebody who was looking for Landmark would come and see that Geekdomo is now live playing Landmark, and that I was doing giveaways for the game. They would come and it just built my channel. It was crazy. I was like sponsored by Landmark. So what I was thinking, and you guys can talk about this, having a StarCitizen thing that's very similar, where they take some streamers under their wing. Not necessarily, they don't have to be the biggest streamers. They could just be streamers that are dedicated streamers, and then they put them on the front page of StarCitizen is a lot like our BrainBot front page, which has a rotating list of all the people that are currently using BrainBot. Well, this one could be a current streamers of StarCitizen that are using it, and then SIG gives us ships or something. Maybe not ships, but buggies or some kind of shit to give away on a regular basis that we can use to help build our channel. Because what that does is it builds our channel, it builds hype for their game, and then we can support their game better. Okay, that's my thought.
So
Well, I think a lot of. Oh, sorry. I think a lot of games do this. They just do it very under the table, because if you let it be known that you're giving it to one streamer, all the other streamers who are streaming your game and maybe just as dedicated or more dedicated as the person they chose, they get a little indignant, and then they get a little, demanding. And so I think a lot of times with that model, you'd have a lot of issues because game companies can't appease everybody, and picking a favorite becomes a problem.
It would be a rotating thing. That's just a favorite, but just rotating. The whole rotating list.
As a rotating thing, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
So I mean, this model has been proven to be really, really effective before. When streamers have been giving early access to content, when they've been given special stuff to do, when a company focuses their attention into a small group or just a couple of individuals, and they really try to use their resources to boost up the visibility of those people, it works on Twitch rather than spreading the love around. However, CRG doesn't want to piss anybody off, and that would piss off a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So they're not going to do that.
Yeah, it might be too late for that.
Even though it makes sense, business sense, I don't see them ever doing that, because people are just going to bitch.
I hate to say it, but if you put in the work, like I said, you deserve to be up there. It's not easy building up a channel. I know you guys know this, Twitch or YouTube. You put in the work, you get the results, so you get up to there. You can't just be Joe Schmo, just hop on day one. Oh, I'm gonna be stream and hop on the, do the live stream for RSI. You can't be like that. So if you put in the work, then I think it's totally cool if you get up there. If you work your way up and you want to help out, I think that's acceptable.
Mm-hmm. All fair.
No, I agree, and I think it's very important that people realize that it's like this kind of I hesitate to call it a sponsorship, but it kind of sponsorship from a company. It does come from a lot of work, and not only that, it has to make sense to the company. And I've talked to a lot of people over the past year or so who are like, yeah, I play this game 40 hours a week, and I stream it 40 hours a week, and I just don't understand why they haven't noticed me or whatever. And I'm like, well, and I hate to say this because it shouldn't matter, but it does. But it's like, are you hitting X amount of viewers, and it doesn't even have to be a large amount, but it needs to be something where it makes sense for them to be advertising you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because a lot of times
it's all about the numbers. It is all about the numbers, because we talked about this in the past, how CoCarnage got the ability to get a day early access to Fallout 4, and he dominated that game. He crushed it and never let go. And nobody else could really even get in it as much. Even people like Lyric and Dan's Gaming couldn't even touch it. I mean, Co had 50,000 people watching, and that's just because he has he's a large. And companies will go out of their way to do that for people. And it's unfortunate, but that's what I think Gio's talking about. Is once you do the the work and you get enough viewers and stuff, then of course the companies. But what I'm saying is make it fair. Like what I was thinking is, so maybe somebody like Baron streaming, he gets maybe they give him a ship to give away every week. And somebody who like Gio, who's just started streaming, but he's also a YouTuber who they recognize he's a good person in the community, but he's just starting streaming, they might not get, maybe they give him a couple buggies to give away. So, it would take a little bit of work on CIG's part.
I wouldn't be pissed about that though. See, I don't know. That's the difference between me and a lot of people. I understand that.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I could just hop on stream with it. Like, you know what? I don't feel like it because I'm not invested like Baron is in Twitch. See, with YouTube, on the other hand, it'd be a little different because like I said, I put in the work. I'm constant on there. I'm not constant on Twitch. And that's what they're looking for, people who've been in the game, who've been doing stuff, are just not going to end up jumping and quitting one day. That's what they're looking for. I think that should be the main thing.
Caller, we haven't forgot about you, but real quick, I just want to say this. Somebody was saying, doesn't employing the streamer solve? This is Natron, just said this. Employing the streamer actually causes some issues because then it's an official stream from CIG, and if something fucks up when I stream crashes when I'm doing it, it's just like, oh, Domo, you must have done something wrong, or maybe you're steady. But if it starts crashing all the time when it's coming from SIG, that makes SIG lose credibility really quick. As an outside third party, as a streamer playing a game, I have a lot of leeway with what can go right or wrong, and it could be my fault or it could be the game's fault. But when it's SIG doing it, it's the game's fault. It's not SIG, the person who's streaming it's fault. All right, let's grab this. Oh, the caller left. Shit, I was just ready to click on him. Sorry, I left him in there for too long. Sorry, caller. If you want to call back, please do. I was just about ready to grab you there. So, all right. Continue on then. We have some questions here. Let's get into the question and answer time here. Q&A time. How much time is left on our package? 15 minutes. Oops. So let's see here. That's it. We only have... It's got to be more than one question. There's only one question.
Damn, we got to go back to the old questions, huh?
No, I deleted them all because there was too many. There's like 400 questions in there from the last show. I was like, that's too many.
Shit.
Yeah, so I was like, well, let's prune it up.
StarCast, was that you that called in?
It might have been. Is StarCast here?
Well, he's in the channel, but he said, you leave a guy hanging on the phone for 15 minutes. This ain't free, fuckers. I love the fact that he, asterisks out everything and then says fuckers. I love that.
Yeah, it's a good one. Sorry about that, StarCast. Was that you calling in? I did it for 30 minutes before Geo. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, just more Geo drinks, the more ships we're going to be giving away, probably. Yeah. I think they are slowly starting to realize support base is coming from Twitch because Sig yeah, he's in Bad News Burns chat all the time. Exactly. I mean, that's the deal. And then that was something that Omid kept talking about. We'll refer back to him because he was one of the first ones to recognize Twitch's power within a company that was a large company that was doing game development. Like smaller game companies are always looking for everything they can. Smaller game company who's making a small game, they need every kind of bit of advertising they can. But Sony had power. Sony had money. They could have paid for ads all over the fucking place. But he's like, wait, why not just get some gamers that are going to play it all day long? We'll give them some shit to give away. It doesn't cost us anything. It's all virtual goods anyway. And just saw the growth of Landmark from just the streamers alone.
And it did very well.
I don't even care about the ships to give away, though, is the thing. Is we have like over 1 million accounts now of citizens. We have on a daily basis, I think right now the highest StarCitizen ever hits is like 1,000 concurrents.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's nothing compared to the
just some sort of better system to get people watching, because this is going into the realm of influencer marketing. This is going to become more important to CIG as this goes on, and they're going to have to start learning this game at one point or another if they want this game to be super, super successful on the broadcast side, which is important because that brings a lot of people in. I mean, it's going to get streamed by the larger streamers no matter what happens. So I mean, to a degree, I guess it's all irrelevant, but I would really like to see StarCitizen go higher up on the list sooner so that we can get new backers in there.
It'll come. Ko's not going to stream it right now because it's too buggy, but other streamers are. Bikeman the other day started streaming it. And so Bikeman, he's like, I think he's first tier in my opinion. I love the guy to death, but Bikeman is like on that lower level of upper streamer. You know what I mean? And so he started touching it, and once Bikeman starts doing it, there's a lot of people who respect Bikeman who are larger streamers like Lyric that might not say it, but who probably watch Bikeman and be like, hey, he's been playing that. I should be playing more of that too. And Lyric was streaming it too. That's right. He did stream it already. I forgot about that. So yeah, once it gets more stable, I think we'll see more of that coming in. All right, next question. We got a question here from Headclot. I think that we should look at the other way around. That how is the simulation aspect the fun part of the game? Because in the end of the day, it's a game to have fun in. I guess it depends on your pedanticness or how thorough you like to be in your games. Some people like just to jump in and just do something that's fun to them. Other people would rather sit there and flip the switches. So sorry, Trendy.
Go ahead.
What's funny about that? I forgot what I was watching, but they said, was it Temperature Chairman? I think it was Temperature Chairman. Chris said like the minimum game time you're gonna need in this game is like 30 minutes to get something done. I think he said the average what he's looking at. So I think that was kind of interesting. So if you're thinking gonna hop in a quick 4 or 5 minutes or whatever, and think you can get something done, no, you're gonna need like minimum 30 minutes from what he said. I think that was interesting.
And that, in a way, that kind of harkens back to World of Warcraft. There, when they started introducing the daily quests and stuff, they were usually things that were quick and they were pretty easy to knock out pretty quickly. But to a lot of people, it became another job that they had to log in every day because they were grinding for rep on something or whatnot.
It's still like that, Trending.
It is. Yeah. But I mean, I can see the same mentality coming up because you can't just hop into Star Citizen for 10 or 15 minutes and zip over to a given place and do something. I can see some people, but getting back to the person's question, I think the most difficult part of this is, how do you define fun? How do you define fun? How do you define fun? What's fun for Baron may not be fun for me. And so for me, a much more, slow, not crawling, but, a very, very, steady, measured meter of gameplay, because I really dig on role play and plot, and I want to get into the story and really just get lost in this universe. Whereas the people who want to get in there and just blow shit up, they're very different kinds of fun. So that makes it difficult to quantify the answer to the question.
Now we have a caller. Go ahead, caller.
I have some serious concerns about this game, Star Citizen.
Okay, so tell me, sir, exactly who is your daddy and what does he do?
May I ask
what am I missing here?
Who's your Chris Roberts and what is he doing screaming for a potato? I have some serious concerns about this game. Elite Dangerous is the best game ever.
Okay, well, it sounds like you don't actually have a question. You just called in because
My question to you, sir.
Yes?
Is what would you do if I stroked you underneath your beard?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I would probably choke to death. My gag reflexes are right up here. And so if you accidentally...
I'm sorry, sir, but that is unacceptable. And I have some serious concerns. It needs to be patched.
Honey, Derek, you need to get off Skype.
It's okay.
Okay.
I just wanted to ring in and say I love all of you guys.
I love you too,
I miss
Stockers.
you. I love you, Trendane. Bad news. I can't even look at you too long, otherwise I'll break the stitching in my pants. Gino, just get inside me, touch me where you know I like it. Geekdomo. Well, I've still got the rope and the whip from last time. Crass, I've never met you, but you can watch.
I'm a voyeur. It's cool. I'll be into that. Can I record it?
Yes, please.
From the closet.
In HD.
Yeah. We can record it, and it'll be great.
I have a really popular channel. I'll upload it too.
Good.
That's fantastic.
That would go
I just
really
want to
well.
call in and say Merry Christmas, you bunch of sexy fuckers.
You too, man.
Merry Christmas.
If you're available, you can be on next week. How about that?
How about I'll be on you next week?
You can be on me next week. Well, I thought
StarCast is permabanned.
No, he's definitely not permabanned. You can,
Okay, well,
we'll talk about that though. Yeah. Let's have you on next week. It'd be cool if Trendane can come on. It'd be cool to have his Stockist and Trendane back. Oh no, don't do it! Don't do it! No, Jesus Christ! Trendane did the thing.
You'll see it on the stream in a second.
He just did the thing that makes me cringe every time.
Well, the connection is really bad from here. I think there's a koala chewing on the line, and it's probably costing me a fortune.
All right. Well,
I'll catch you back in chat. And I love you. And Trendane, mwah, you big sweetheart. I love you.
Oh my God, I felt that.
Yeah. All right. So that's Trendane's what do you call that? Ovipositor Vandul Queen's vagina? What is that?
Well, it is.
So I actually Sorry.
No, go ahead. I would much rather hear you than talk about an ovipositor.
Well, what is that thing you do with your face?
That thing that you do when I was little? Well, not little, like a teenager. Me and my sisters would all run around and go like this, but you have to do it from the side, and it goes like this. We would do that all the time.
Maybe it's a Texas thing.
It's a Texas
all the time. It's the funniest thing ever, and it bothered our parents so much. So we did it.
It bothers me. Yeah, and I'm not your parents.
Next time you do it with a mouthful of mayonnaise. That's amazing.
Now hold on a second. We're getting very vapid here, and this show has never been known for being vapid. So stop it.
Obviously,
definitely
never.
not vapid cast.
Never vapid cast. Okay. Anyway, next question comes from Mr. Koji Kensi. If I purchase a ship from the holiday sale, do I still need a game package to get Squadron 42 Star Citizen? It's still going on, right?
Yes.
Isn't it? It's still going on. You guys get it now. Completely get it now, because if right after this, it's going to be split into 2 games, and you got to pay $45 a piece.
I can't wait to see the new articles on that one.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be bad.
Oh, now they're splitting the game. It's a ripoff. Even though they said they were going to do this.
They need to raise the price to $60 and have it be packaged still.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay. I think splitting it apart is a dumb idea too. Because remember when they did it with Arena Commander? It's like if you got the game before a certain point, you had Arena Commander included, and then they added Arena Commander as a $5 add-on. And that
was just pure money grabbing.
It was dumb. It was just stupid. Like, why not just charge $5 more for the ship if it's going to cost $5 more for Arena Commander? Then they got rid of that. So this is the same kind of thing.
Confusing.
Yeah. I think it's bad. I think it's a dumb idea. I think they should
just trying to work out their own monetization model, and they're trying things out, and they learn from it, and they're kind of like nothing is set in stone. Like for a long time they were saying, like, we're not going to sell ships once the game launches. Now they're saying, well, we're still going to sell packages.
Really? I didn't hear that news.
When they say that.
This was in the forums like a week ago.
I don't go there. I don't go there. Those are bad places.
Yeah, I was kind of dismayed because, like, well, shit, I've been telling people that no, they're not going to sell any ships post launch.
Me too. That's what I've been telling everybody.
Yeah.
That's what Chris said back in 2013 in some forum post. He was like, absolutely not. We will not. And then it changed along the way somewhere. Apparently, I was like one of the last people to know too. Apparently, this has been like a year.
No, I was the last person because you just told me.
So much contradictory stuff out there.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. I got videos that are just sitting on YouTube, and everyone's gonna say, "Yeah, you're wrong now, asshat."
it's a very huge change actually to the whole thing if they're going to be charging after the.
Well, now if they're just charging for packages, let's say somebody comes in brand new and they just buy an Aurora package, so it comes with a ship and the thing. Mm-hmm. I can see that.
They could get a Connie package if they wanted to.
Well, you know what? I take that back. I think I did hear about that. You were always able to buy a starter ship like the Mustang or the Aurora, but I don't think you could go anything like above that.
Yeah. Because that was the whole point. That's one of the main gist I've been telling people as a selling point is that you can't buy a freelancer after the game comes out. If you want a freelancer, you're going to have to earn it by buying an Aurora and working your way up through the Aurora to a freelancer. Now, if you can
they specifically said the Hornet would be available, and they left the door open for other ships as well.
Oh man!
Oh yeah, that's not cool.
Change it, Chris. Change it now.
This is bullshit.
This is bullshit.
And Dark Agent says, packages for new players is understandable, but how do you guarantee that it's a new player?
Yeah.
What if it's somebody coming in and they actually have 17 ships, but they're coming in kind of pretending to be a new player so that they can grab a new ship package?
If it's just starter ships, like I said, that'll stop all that. No one really.
Your starter ships. You have to have something to start the game out with, right?
You really have a hard time justifying that. I think. I mean, so if somebody comes to you and says, "No, I don't want to do this thing where I just have an Aurora and I work my way up to a constellation. I just want to be able to buy a constellation. Why can't I do that?" I think that's going to drive a lot of people off if they're told that they have to.
I mean, I have every bit of faith that they will not make this a game where you feel like you need to buy this stuff to get ahead. Like there's lots of games that are freemium in that way, where you can earn the thing in game, but it's going to take you a million years to do it, or you could just buy it right now
for $5.
I have the faith, and since we're all sort of operating off faith at this point, because no one really know how it's going to work, that they're not going to do that. But for us, when we're introducing people to the game, that was always a major point that we had, was that once the game's launched, it's just going to be in-game stuff. and it makes us harder to justify that position now to new people who are coming in who are more skeptical. It's just
exactly.
It's a difficult position to be in as somebody who is excited about the game.
We're the proselytizers of this. We go out and tell everybody about Star Citizen. We tell them this is what's so great about the game. And the big question they always ask is, okay, so it's totally pay to win, right? We're like, no, it's not pay to win because you buy the ship and you have to work your way up in the game. You cannot just go and buy an Idris when the game starts. That's the biggest thing.
Captain Richard just said in chat, do you really expect CIG to stop selling the game when it's live? On what planet does it make sense to stop selling a brand new game as soon as it comes out? No, of course not. It was the ships. And people said, well, you need a starter ship. And my answer to that has been, well, you only need a starter ship if the game is designed to make you need a starter ship and it doesn't have a tutorial that, gets you a starter ship. Or I think the original plan was to go through Squadron 42 and you'd have enough cash for a starter ship once you finish that. Like there are other pathways to that end game without, requiring that you have to start with the Aurora or the Mustang or the Hornet or whatever you end up buying as a ship package. You could certainly sell the game, yeah, but it's all in flux. Is what I'm saying. Is anything we've been told about the
this doesn't mean it's
model,
set in stone.
It's all nebulous.
When you read that, Baron, was it like an official CIG post or was it just...
Yeah, it was from Ben, I believe.
It was from Ben. Okay, so I don't know how to be prepared. I could have researched.
I need to read that.
I was going to say, audience, go find that.
Berserker 01 normally is on the show with us, but we're full tonight. Berserker just won the Aurora from Orbrack.
Oh, yay.
Rigged. Oh, this is rigged. Hold on.
Yeah, it's fine.
Let me get my rigged button on.
Streamer rigged.
Wanted to say that somebody pointed out that they thought I might feel left out, and that's not the case at all. I'm just not going to talk about something if I don't feel like I have something worthwhile to say. I'm not going to sit here and talk out of my ass and just make opinions because
do that.
Talking.
No, that's okay.
No.
You can.
That's what the internet does. You can just do that. Just say yes.
No.
Seriously though, cut in.
I will say that I am learning though. I'm learning a lot because I actually did think that the game was kind of pay to win, and I thought that you could just purchase any ship you wanted as long as you had the money, and then that was you had the biggest ship in the game because you had a couple $1,000s to spare. Like I thought that was the case, and so I am learning, and that's great.
Kitty, the thing is in this universe you're going to be able to do whatever you want. Like there's no exactly winning in this game. Just because you wreck everyone's face doesn't mean you're winning in this game. Because if you like exploration and if you just explore planets, that could be your winning. Or if you like trading.
Well, I mean, personally, my thing will be when I open the RP server for it and running the RP server. Like that's exciting to me, as the potential of having face-to-face, character-to-character roleplay, and that's something that Elite Dangerous doesn't give me. And so I'm excited with Star Citizen, and that's what I'm looking forward to. And from what I understand, it should be at that point within a year to year and a half. So that's not very long to wait. And that gives me a lot of time to prepare and roll things out beforehand, unlike I did for EDRP, where everything went crazy, and I've been picking up pieces after the fact. So I'm really excited, and I'm really into role playing and chatting.
You'll definitely have fun with role playing.
No, yeah.
I mean, I may have some costumes,
No, I think it's fantastic what you're doing over there with Elite Dangerous, and I'd love to see what you're going to do over here. Just the Star Citizen not ready for that yet. But when that happens, I will be definitely role playing with you because, I was watching, but basically she does a role playing where she plays a cop, and I also watched where you were smuggling. I like the cop one because I just felt like, I'm going to be smuggling in Star Citizen. That's kind of what I'm doing. Actually, I'm not smuggling. I'm just an honest to goodness businessman.
Yeah, you shouldn't mention that to me. I am chief of police,
So there you go.
Just so you know.
There you go. I am the law.
I may be a little bit corrupt, a lot.
Well, if you can be bought, then that's fine. I mean, we'll work something out.
I can be bought if you have enough to pay me. I can be bargained with. I may not be a very effective police chief and make deals with criminals so that they can stop harassing us, or I pay them. So, it works out. It works out.
They want to see you in a Gandalf costume. You shall not pass.
My Robin Wizard hat.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
It'd be so cool.
I could be bought with a Four Loko.
Yeah, are you still drinking it, Gio?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so
my first one.
What we're going to do now is, Gio, what was the ship we're giving away? The Mako?
Mako.
A Reliant Mako.
Yeah, Reliant Mako.
Well, one thing at a time. Let's just do the Mako first, because,
Okay.
I want you committing all the time, man. You keep committing all these crazy ships you're doing. Stop it.
Okay. I had to end the year out in a bang, okay?
Oh, we got a caller. Okay, caller, go ahead and get this. Go ahead, caller.
Hello,
what's your name and what do you want to tell us?
it's totally not Berserker.
Totally
not berserker.
So B.
I wanted to call up and ask you guys a quick question. What do you guys think of the long-term effect of StarCitizen's development, the fact that it's being developed over several years and very much in the public, will have on terms of like the gameplay? Do you think there'll be like a significant amount of burnout from players early on? Do you think people will stick around with it? Yeah, that's it. That's the question.
I personally, as somebody who hasn't played a lot and is not obsessed with the game, I think that I'm a perfect person to answer this. And I can say that I think that I'm at the point where I'm burned out on StarCitizen from like the 12 hours that I played it, just because of all the crashes. And I know that I joined at a really bad time. I joined when PTU was happening 2.0, and it was really bad time to start the game, and I'm aware of that. But I'm hesitant to even play it again, but I am ready whenever it comes out. I'll be super obsessed with it, I'm sure, for like the next
12
year
hours of crashes.
Amateur. Okay, Baron. Okay. But so it was like, I don't know. I think that I personally, like demographics like me who play the game briefly and still support the game and are ready for it, but are waiting till it's more completed to play it. We will be super, super, super obsessed with it, but I don't know if it will last. I'm sure it will. To be fair, I didn't expect myself to be obsessed with Elite Dangerous as long as I was. Like I as long as I am. I didn't like. I've never stuck with a game this long. I'm very, very fickle and very like bored easily.
Yeah.
And so I think I'll probably play for a very long while, especially once I add the RP dimension, because that's my addiction. And I think the fact that they're giving you the ability to run your own servers will make this game, like, look at how long Ark has lasted because you can run your own servers. Ark has been on the front page of Twitch for the past year, pretty much. And that's longer than most games last, other than, the core games. For a game that's not considered a core game, it's done really well, and it's because they give you servers to customize, and they also have given you a bunch of options to make it very interesting. I mean, I know like Baron and I are in the whatchamacallit, the Survival of the Fittest on Tuesday, and that's because they're giving us new things every couple months to keep you engaged. And I think StarCitizen will probably do the same if they're smart about it, which will make it really exciting. So I think people will stay interested and not get burned out.
But you don't know what game is going to catch that, spark that fire for you. I mean, I started watching Sergeant StarCast about maybe a year and a half ago, started playing Euro Truck, and I was sitting on my toilet pooping with my laptop, and I was like sitting there watching. I'm like, wow, this game actually looks pretty cool. And I wasn't streaming at the time, and I was like, well, let's see, how much is it? I went and looked at it on some website, and I saw it was a couple bucks. I'm like, let's try this out. And it is like taking over my life. Like, American Truck Sim is coming up soon, which is a new thing. They just came out with Pro Mods. It's just had this great big new mod for it. I'm like into this game. I have no problem streaming. I can stream that game 7 days a week with no issue. I hope to God that StarCitizen can do that for me, because I'm so invested in it, both time and money into this game. For the past over 2 years now, we've been doing this show, and it just means a lot to me. I just hope to God that's going to happen, because I got hyped up over other games and it's just fallen off. But I'm hoping to start. Go ahead, Trendy. You want to say something?
How much do you think your love of Euro Truck Simulator would shift if you crossed into another county and you were beset by some highwaymen who wanted to blow up your truck and take whatever you were hauling?
I think that'd make it so much more exciting.
Yeah,
as somebody
I do too, because right now it is a little bit boring at times, just driving from spot to spot. But highwaymen would be good, especially if they jumped out in the middle of the road with like a trench coat and said, "Stand and deliver."
You could be a real trucker. Like, you could have the shotgun underneath the truck dash, and you could be like, boom,
and I got a lot lizard right next to me, and she's all strung out on crack, and she jumps out, and we shoot at the guys. Yeah, I think that'd be really great.
Or more likely, they just put a bunch of road flares out and have a fake crash there, and when you slow down to pass, they're like, open the truck, kind of thing. They don't have to jump out and magnetize themselves to the hull like that.
This is why role players should be added to every game.
Well, I think the more accurate situation here would be you cross the county line and immediately you're just killed. And you blow up. And then there's like 10 people standing around going, woo! And then somebody else crashes, and then boom, they get blown up. And
well, what if you could pick up hitchhikers?
Yeah. And
like, to decide whether you're going to kill them or not. It could be
Hobo Train Simulator 2015. Why is that not been made?
Good places to dump a body.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Serial killer simulator.
See?
Now the point being, to compare Euro Truck Simulator to Star Citizen is because there's combat in Star Citizen, or will be. Well, no, there is. But I mean, or with what we did with Elite Dangerous, even from the alpha, when I first started watching you play at Geekdomo, we would all mock you endlessly for trying to get an anaconda through the docking port. I mean, it was hysterical. But there was also the fact that changes trucking a little bit, when you add the element of the potential
of
combat,
death,
which goes directly into people saying, the PvP slider. And even if it's NPC pirates that are trying to stop you from getting a shipment from, Saisei to Terra Prime, you're still dealing with the same kind of thing.
Okay. I like it. I think it's a good idea.
Well, it now.
Yeah.
People get burned out between content updates, but I don't think anybody's going to burn out the way that people have burned out on DayZ. I don't even know if DayZ's out yet.
It's not, but
DayZ's not out, and
talk about a scam.
There's certain games that just drag you, that grab you, and you think, "Oh, this is going to be the best. I'm going to play it forever," and it just, and you like Fallout 4 for me. Maybe it's because every time the more I streamed it, the more viewers I lost. But something about Fallout 4, I like the game. It's a cool concept. I was really hyped for it. I couldn't wait for it to come out, and I bought the big Pip-Boy edition and everything. As soon as I started playing it, it just kind of went,
It felt familiar. That's why.
Fallout 4 was so boring. It was really exciting for like the first 3 hours, where 2 hours were character creation. That was exciting.
That was fun. Yeah, I love making
characters. And then the 1 hour of like, oh, this is gonna happen, and then this terrible thing happens, and then you're like actually out in the game, and you're like, wow, okay, this is. I paid $80 for this. Like, cool.
Okay, Domo.
DayZ.
How differently do you think you would feel if you had been? If the development of Fallout 4 had been as transparent as Star Citizen's development has been, and you were aware of everything that was going into the game while it was going, when it came out, I mean, at any point during that development process, because Fallout 4 was in development for a pretty good while.
Yeah, a couple years.
At what point do you kind of reach a point of like, oh God, sometimes I wish I would rather just not know what's going on and the game would just come out one day, because the expectation keeps, so we're dealing with a couple of different groups of people. We're dealing with the people that have the sense of faith that Baron was talking about earlier, who, we understand what they're doing, we understand why they're doing it, and we're willing to sustain that faith and watch and wait and be all kind of eager and,
Right.
And then there's the people who are like, come on, can you just shut up and give me the game?
Right.
It's unreasonable for us as a community to expect that kind of patience from the average gamer.
Thank you, June.
It is. It is, yes.
Sorry, I just got rated by you, June. Thank you, June. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Sorry. Interrupt. With Fallout 4 being a closed development and Star Citizen being an open development, we've talked about this before, that I think Star Citizen has a much greater chance for burnout before the game even comes out than say Fallout 4 did. But we are getting to see more of it as it's happening, so I don't know. What do you guys think?
And it's kind of necessary, because they wouldn't have hit 100 million if they hadn't been so transparent.
True. Oh yeah.
Double-edged sword.
Definitely wouldn't have.
Fallout 4 is an established series. It was going to succeed no matter what. So they had the privilege of having publisher backing as well.
Had they shown Fallout 4 for what it was, like as it was being made, like Star Citizen, I don't think that they would have had.
6 months, right? We had 6 months between when it was announced and when it came out.
Yeah,
like E3, and there's
most people's experience when they're expecting a game out. So when we're 2-3 years in, they're like, "Where's the game?"
Yeah, that's the biggest issue I hear from people that don't know much about Star Citizen, and I don't mean to pick on either Crass Kitty, but a lot of it's Elite Dangerous, where they have like these talking points, and one of the talking points is that you pay $50,000 for ship, or you pay $5,000 for a ship, or you have to pay a couple $100s for a ship. They immediately go to that, because then that turns people off who don't know anything about it. They go, "Oh, I don't want to know anything about a game where I have to pay $150 to get into."
But I don't think people take into reality, and I think this is a lot, and this is what I think we talked about this, we were planning on talking about this. It's so frustrating to me that space gamers can't love all space games.
Oh yeah. I don't want. I'm just using that as an example. Believe me, I'm a fan of both games, so I'm not trying to beat that up.
I'm not saying you are, but
love line
people have this. Even in my chat, people have this talking point whenever Star Citizen gets brought up. People will go, "Crass, should I buy Star Citizen or should I buy Elite?" And immediately, the hardcore Elite players in my chat are like, "Do you want to spend a couple $1,000s on a ship?" And I'm like, "Okay, that's not how this even works." Like, no, just stop. Like, can't we all just be excited that space games are coming back and that we all get to be a part of this and that we get to play something that we've been waiting years for. I didn't even know I was waiting for this, and I'm still pumped because I still feel like I've been waiting my whole life for this. And it's ridiculous that people can't just like Star Citizen and Elite Dangerous are two entirely different games who do similar things and still both welcome and love the space community. And I think we need to take that into consideration and stop being so.
Let me interrupt real quick.
Are you okay, Baron?
Yeah, hold on. I'm just real quick. What I was trying to say though is that they say that the one of the other things is that the game is taking a really long time. That's all I was trying to get to. So yeah, go ahead, Baron. Sorry, jump in.
I'm triggered. Damn it!
Oh, we pulled the trigger.
This conversation. I'm triggered.
How did I
triggered? All right, I will say. All right, I love CIG with all of me, every bit of me.
I see a but if coming here or something.
Their community team and their QA team and everybody I've ever interacted with, their gems, and I believe in StarCitizen, and it's my literal career, so I want this thing to succeed. To be fair, they are doing like the most ass backwards job of actually explaining what the hell this thing is to new people coming in.
Absolutely.
$100 ships, and like if you look at the StarCitizen website, it is not friendly to new people.
No,
it is not at all, and it absolutely gives the impression of, why do I need to buy a $300 ship? This is bullshit.
Ben started doing it the other day on one of the casts. He started I think it was around the verse or something. He come on and he said, it actually was a live cast. He a couple of times made the caveat like, oh, and here's a new ship that we released, blah, 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 and it's going to be $250. And he goes, you don't need to give us the $250. That's if you'd like to help us fund the game. It is not required to buy the game. The game's only $45. He said that a couple of times in the thing, but I am totally with you, Baron. I actually do a thing now where I open up Kickstarter. I'll pick a random Kickstarter and I open it up just to say, okay, this blender that they're trying to get made here is from Kickstarter. If you donate $10 for them to make this blender, then you will get a t-shirt. And if you donate $500 to get this blender made, then they'll give you a gold-plated blender, and then they give the $1,000 one, you have a dildo attachment. So if they...
I need this blender,
exactly.
please.
So you go through all these different blenders, and so you go, oh, that's why I get that $500 blender, I get the dildo. So if you get the $500 ship, you get the dildo space ship. You get the ship that's shaped like a dildo. I don't know where.
So wait, explain it to me. Do you actually do you get the ships without paying for it? Because you can rent them, right? By earning in-game credits, and then you can rent them, but you can't own them without paying for it.
You start off with a package. You get
I have the package.
Okay, you have a package. So all the ships basically that you could rent with rec points and Arena Commander. So you could rent those ships. So you gotta go into the Arena Commander. You can have one ship bought where you could rent those in game. An Arena Commander, but when the persistent universe opens up, you're gonna have to go out and you're gonna have to earn money and buy your ship. It's gonna be your ship with in-game currency.
See, this is the problem. You're having to explain this to her, and she's now going, "Oh, this is the whole problem."
Because nobody ever explained this.
Exactly.
It's supposed to be like Elite, like where you just work your way up.
Exactly. Just like Elite, you would work your way up, buy your ship.
Well, now I want to play again.
See?
What the hell? Like, why is this not very like, why is this? All I knew is that you could rent ships by doing the Arena Commander, but then PTU wasn't working, or the Arena Commander wasn't working in PTU, so I was like, well, can't make any money, can't get any ships.
And remember that the Arena Commander is not the actual ships.
Yes, those are just rent like.
Wait, what?
It's a game within a game.
Yes,
right.
It's a simulation in a simulation.
Arena Commander is like the arcade. It's like a team deathmatch with your ships.
It's a mini game.
And then when you go to Port Alisar, that's like the baby persistent universe.
So imagine you're flying.
Wait, what about?
Go ahead. Arena Commander is CQC. Think about it that way. The game within.
Okay, it's CQC, and so by doing things in CQC, you earn money to buy ships instead of trading and other things.
You unlock ships within your video game within the game, but you don't have them in real life, which is.
It won't be in the persistent universe.
But is there a way to trade and make? Do you have to do combat to make money to get ships?
No, I mean, in Arena Commander, you'll have to do whatever you do in Arena Commander, whether that's racing or whatever the hell, mostly combat, right?
Right. So two things I'm bad at are racing and
mining and like, have you seen the mining and salvage and all that stuff?
No, I didn't know this existed.
There's like okay, so like Domo,
you need to go to my channel.
Of like
Every time I watch somebody
Reclaimer and all these ships, there's all these giant career paths that have nothing to do. You could be search and rescue if you wanted to, and just be an ambulance driver.
Or you could have a medical ship and be a doctor. Yeah, you could be like a medical.
So nobody's ever explained this to me, and every time I've watched the stream, and I've watched a lot of streams on StarCitizen. I've watched Baron several times while he's playing StarCitizen. I've watched quite a few BNG people. Like I've rated them and watched them for a while after, and they're playing StarCitizen. All they're ever doing is if the ship goes woo, like it's warping, or they're walking out a station where it's abandoned, or there's like guns sometimes, I think. And then other than that, they're like shooting at spaceships, pew, 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 which the spaceship fighting looks really cool. But as somebody who's really bad at spaceship fighting, it's also discouraging because it looks very serious.
A lot of the stuff's not in there yet. Right now, it's pretty much just combat.
Yeah. Hold on, can we pause for just a second? Sorry.
Salvaging and all that stuff.
I think everyone, the Geo and Baron and Crass and Eternity, would you guys check your audio and see if it's set to automatically adjust the volume level? Because I think it is, and some of you guys are getting really quiet, and other ones are getting really, really loud, and so I think it's something to do with the audio. Let's see if we can fix that real quick before.
I don't even see where the setting that you're talking about is.
Yeah, my setting was checked.
Okay. Yeah, uncheck that automatically adjust microphone volume for me, please, if you could.
Yeah, I think Crass is unintentionally beautifully.
Yes. Yeah, that's the thing.
Problem that
mine's not checked.
Has with
Wait, how do I do this? Where is this button?
It's under.
I'm looking at audio settings and it's not there.
No.
Audio options.
Right next to that, the camera where it says stop video, there's a little chevron. Click on that, go to video settings. It'll open a window. Right above that in the left side is.
Wow, that's really dumb.
Yes.
It is dumb.
And you're saying that should be unchecked?
Uncheck it, please. Yeah,
okay.
You don't want it to automatically adjust because that's what's happening. Some of you guys are cutting out and going louder and stuff. So.
I talk over everybody.
The stream right now.
What's that?
What?
What Domo has up on the screen is the Reclaimer, which is a giant freaking like aliens looking ship.
Yeah, it looks crazy.
To eat constellations. It has a giant claw on it. It can grab things as big as a constellation and put it into a giant trash compactor
and munch it.
And put it into scrap parts.
Just so you understand just how like little perspective I have. Up until I did the podcast with Grokkies, I thought a constellation was an actual constellation.
Holy shit.
No, but see, here's the thing, and a lot of this is awesome because, and one of the reasons people ask, why do you want to bring a person on the show who doesn't know anything about Star? Because this is it's a great point of view that a lot of us who are hardcore people just can't see anymore because we're so embedded in this game. JP was streaming the other day, StarCitizen, knows nothing about it, walked up to a Mustang and goes, look at this pretty cool ship. I wonder what it is. And somebody in the audience says, it's a Mustang. And then JP goes, oh, how the hell do you guys know this? Because we just live this thing. We can look at the silhouette of a ship and go, that's a Mustang just from the silhouette. So
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Also that. Also, can I just, this reminded me.
Go ahead.
The fact that you can steal people's ships is the coolest thing in the entire world. It is the coolest thing ever. And that needs to be the best thing ever. And
what is what now?
If you have not, you can steal people's ships.
Oh, yeah, you can steal stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You can hijack somebody's ship. Do you understand the roleplay potential here?
Oh, that's great.
I'm so excited.
I can imagine myself raging.
And then you got to hack to steal people's ships later on in the persistent universe.
You have to hack?
Yeah, because people are going to have security systems. So when you're a hacker, you're going to have to hack into their ship and bypass the security system.
Why is this not like publicly displayed anywhere?
It's
like on their website?
It is. You got to keep up with the shows like every week, the forums. I mean, this stuff gets talked about
news
all the time.
Every week, and we spend a segment of our show here just talking about this stuff because it's so hard to keep up.
Yeah, it's a lot of shit, even for me.
Is we need to have a video somewhere that CIG and everyone else can point to that is basically to destroy any level of tribal knowledge. For those of you who don't know what tribal knowledge is, that's where there's a whole shit ton of stuff that doesn't get communicated to you because everybody knows that.
Mm-hmm.
It's very frustrating.
So,
I mean, I even had some people, like when I was first playing the game, some people were over Discord with me, helping me learn, and it was still like
trying to fix it, Zim.
There were so many things where they didn't realize that I didn't understand what they were. Like that was really bad grammar, but there's so many like instances in the game where I was like, well, what does this do? And they're like, oh, well, did I not explain that? And I'm like, no, and what the hell does it mean? Like strafing. I didn't understand strafing the entire time I played StarCitizen until I was watching Mercenary Thorn play Elite Dangerous, and he literally grabbed a model, like a toy figure of a ship, and goes, strafing is when you can move this way, this way, this way, this way, and like, and it clicked, and nothing it never explained that to me, and I had no idea what the hell strafing was. So there needs to be a much more clear way to understand everything.
Guys, real quick, pardon me. Now that you guys turn that off on your audio, all your audio is all out of whack now, because I can barely hear Baron. Geo is like through the roof loud, and Trendane and Crass are both kind of low. So Geo, you're way louder than everybody else. It's because you guys had it on auto before. It was trying to adjust it on its own, but now it's on.
I never changed it.
Yeah.
So what do we do now?
Geo, go down. Everybody else, if you can turn your mics on when your mixing board, whatever, turn your mics up just a little bit. And Baron, you can barely be heard at all.
So can you hear me now?
A little more.
Shit.
A little more.
No. I mean, unless it's on the automatically adjust, it just doesn't work for me.
How about now? How do I sound now?
You're fine, Geo.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Good.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. Well, whatever. I'm sorry about the audio tonight, guys. There's some kind of weird thing going on with the program. When I put this up on iTunes, I'll have equalized the audio for everybody, so it probably won't be an issue.
Oh, baby, I'm iTunes famous now. This is so nice.
Yes, you'll be on iTunes.
Take that, Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that's the way it works, baby. Okay. Next question. We have some questions. We still have a lot of questions to go through here. How frequent? This one's from Twisted Halo. How frequent do you think the actual combat will be released version of Star Citizen? Is just killing for sake of killing? Is it necessarily not too useful depending on the situation? I think he's talking about, the death of a spaceman. You die 3 times, you're permanently dead, and now your ships have to be willed off to whoever you set up for the will. So I think he's asking, if that's the case, will we be will you see as crazy rampant deaths as you are seeing right now? So go ahead. What do you guys think?
Absolutely not. I don't think when the full game launches, you're gonna have some people who don't give a damn, of course, to just go out to troll and destroy the universe. But then you're gonna have a lot of people playing it real safe. It's not gonna be like Grand Theft Star Citizen like it is right now. I can tell you that right now.
Well, is there any punishment for dying? Like,
oh yeah,
not now. There isn't.
But there will be. Explain Death of a Spaceman to her, Baron.
You die.
Okay, that.
Your character dies.
I mean, permadeath.
Right. Yeah. This is the role-playing potential of this. You literally die.
Not right away.
Not right away.
Okay, so no, that's not. You're right. So when you die, if it's not a headshot I think will instantly kill you. But if you get blown up, there's a chance that when you respawn, you may be missing your arm. If your arm gets blown off in a firefight or something, you're gonna have to robot. You're gonna have to be half biotic. You might have lots of scars on your face from that last fight that you were in. You're not gonna be beautiful, pristine anymore. Maybe you can get plastic surgery. All of this happens. Your character will take more and more damage, and at some point it's just gonna be too much. You're gonna be more than machine now, and you're just gonna die.
Like Darth Vader.
That point, that character's life is dead. And yes,
You lose all your ships.
You don't.
No. Your stuff gets passed down to.
You have to have a will.
Yeah, a will or a family member or whatever.
Oh, damn it! No, I was hoping you lose all your ships.
No. So
you can if you don't have insurance.
To me, you're welcome to.
Yeah, will him to Trendane. Trendane, can you go up a little?
I mean, if you want to, you can be the insurance agent who reclaims all of them, and that can be your character class.
Can I just convince everybody to leave me in their will?
You can try.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is my job now.
Is that high enough up, or do you need me to go?
A little more, buddy.
Higher.
God, what is it with you people? Why are you so deaf?
I don't know.
Okay, how's that?
A little more.
Perfect.
Jesus.
I don't know why you got so quiet. What the hell happened?
I don't know either. I mean, I had this thing set up the way it was supposed to be set up.
I'm really excited about the scars and the bionic body parts.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Trendane.
There's a lot of stuff. And that's their problem. They try to cram all this mind-blowing stuff in one thing because it's not your average game. So that's their problem they're having. It's almost like I said, network marketing. I said this last week. You got all this stuff, and that's why they have network marketing together. So you don't have to use a 30-second commercial to explain everything because it wouldn't make sense.
It's just too vast. It's like Elite Dangerous. Not Elite Dangerous. It's like EVE Online in some regards. There's just so many intricate things that are going to be either are in the game now, going to be happening, might come later. And it's really tough for us who are in the game, we're in it.
You could really solve this very simply just by making an infographic.
It's too big for an infographic. The infographic would be a mile long.
But there are infographics that are 3 pages or 4 pages or 8 pages, and you scroll through them. I've seen them on Pinterest. Okay, they
okay.
but like just by making an infographic or even just having some sort of thing that just tracks all of this and has it very easily organized, and they just update it whenever they're going to release something new that's supposed to be put in at some point. They just update it with like, this is what this like they do character customization, and they list all the things that are character customization, including the fact that when you die you get bionic stuff and you get scars. And then if they listed, okay, this is what trading's like, this is what this is like, and these are all the features for all of these different things, it would not be that hard if they had it all in one place versus you have to read every single update or listen to every single update. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, like the guys are saying in chat, like even if they just had a basic thing, put the trading, the mining, just mark that stuff down, and then hopefully people will get more involved and look more into it. Because like I said, you have to really follow with this game every week, or you'll just be lost with all the little features that they have. Just put the main basic stuff on there, and then hopefully people gather off.
And it might be why some of the other people that are fans of other games, not just going to say Elite Dangerous, but other fans of other games, just don't have the time to learn it all, and they just kind of pigeonhole StarCitizen. They show up on this ship, they show up on this page, they go, oh, what's this ship? Redeemer? What's this? $250. Are they fucking kidding me? And that's I think where it all kind of stems from, is they don't have time. I mean, in real life, I don't have time to know all these other games. There's all the other games that keep coming out. I might know about 2 seconds worth of stuff about it. Some people come in my channel and say, hey, have you heard of this new game coming out? I'll be like, oh yeah, that's the one where you do this, right? And that's all the time I have to know about that thing. I'm not, and they might go, oh no, you do this and that and this thing. I'm like, oh, okay, sounds cool. Maybe I'll check it out later. It's the same kind of thing with StarCitizen. People don't have time to learn it all, so they just kind of go, that's the game. It's a pay to win that you buy the ships, right? That's all they know, and that they've heard it from somebody else, and that's all they have time for.
I mean, if they did something just like your chat just had an idea where they just have a simple new person click here button, and it leads to a page that explains all of the things that are going to be, all things that are current. And
apparently there's something called the schemata. It's it must be like
doesn't exist.
They say it doesn't exist, but it's 200-page PDF.
That if nobody knows about something on the internet, that it does not exist.
Oh, I see. I've never heard.
That's not the putting that down. It's just that we need this to be like in like big in the public perspective. It needs to be coming from CIG or like from some content creator who's way bigger than us to like deliver this thing so that it's out there and people know about it. And it's like nobody's gonna be looking through Reddit to find a million different docs and stuff. It needs to be like a 30-second thing.
Yeah,
that you can your pitch
it's
video,
digestible.
That's it.
It has to be an elevator pitch is what it really needs to be.
I mean, I'm a big fan of it being something very simple to read, or just even having a web page of it, just because it takes like I guess, so somebody said that I don't understand that these things have not been 100% figured out, so they can't put the details for each area of the game on the website. So maybe not even that, but even if there was just something that was very clear and just said, hey, you're new here, let me explain to you, this is what we hope to accomplish, this is what we're currently accomplishing, and no, you don't have to buy a $250 ship. Because right now I feel like there's a huge issue, and this is something that I've seen all over Twitch, but the minute you mention StarCitizen, it's like, oh, that game's never coming out. Oh, you mean the game that you spent thousands of dollars on?
Mm-hmm.
It's just that's not an encouraging behavior to people on Twitch. I mean, if we think about what Twitch is, for instance, it's free content, right? So we appeal to a lot of people who don't who don't want to spend money. It's free. It's better than cable because it's free. So if you have a game that advertised as you spending thousands of dollars to even be able to play it, you're not going to get ahead on Twitch. And they need to make sure that they somehow address and fix the fact that that is the number one thing associated with their game right now.
Louise, I think the reason we're a society of sound bites is that's all over the world about everything. We've gone from like reading the Farmer's Almanac once a year for our news back in the 1800s to now we get instant news about everything instantly. I mean, all the time. Twitter is a microblog, and it's going up right now. My Twitter is just flying by with shit. And it's just constant information. So everything has to be broken down into small sound bites because our brains cannot keep up with the vast amount of shit that's out there.
I'm trying to go like over the StarCitizen website right now, and I literally cannot find a section that is just an overview of what the game is.
I'm on the front page looking for it too.
It shows you what 2.0 is, but it doesn't show you what the real like giant.
I also want to clarify that I wasn't saying that the game should be free, but I was saying that it doesn't need to be associated with thousands of dollars. And I don't think it's just trolls who think that because that's literally what I thought up until a month ago. for the past year, I've thought anytime somebody mentioned StarCitizen, I was like, well, I'm never going to be able to afford to play this game.
Right.
Because that was the information I had. And so I think that we need to be aware that even if there are trolls that are starting this, there are people who are listening and thinking this is fact. So we need to, as a community, if you call yourself the StarCitizen community, you need to look at how to educate people and make them realize that this is not the case. And instead of being aggressive with people who say, oh, well, it costs thousands of dollars, maybe instead of assuming that they're trolls, realize that maybe that's the information they have. It's not somebody's fault when they're ignorant.
Well, you know, a lot of this information they get, you understand these articles, they don't really do anything to help. They just say, oh, yeah, you know, they found the $400 ship and, you know, people are buying it. They don't explain that it's a optional ship. They just put that on their page for the headlines to make StarCitizen look bad. And it's a bad job of these articles because a lot of the news people are getting from us, IGN or Kotaku or whatever it may be, a lot of these websites are not doing StarCitizen justice at all.
Well, and I think that maybe
there is I'm sorry, there is an infographic here, but it is really, really dense. I'm going to go ahead and post it in chat again. Actually, I'll post it in the chat for us guys because they're already doing in there. But I'll post.
Walk away from real fast. My food just got delivered.
Yeah, go get it. Get some noms. Go get some noms.
Ours?
And let's see, we only got a couple more minutes left in this giveaway. Let's see, or did it already go off? Oh, Solus Redhead. Solus Redhead, you have, Solus Grave. Okay, got it. Okay. Geo, Solus Redhead, you have to contact Geo Get Money here on Twitch. Contact him, and you have to send him your RSI email address so he can send you the ship. He can gift you the ship. Congratulations, Solus Redhead.
I just said hi, too, in the chat so you can find me.
Do you have freckles, Solus Redhead? Because, you know, I've had some redheaded girlfriends and stuff, and I think they had souls. But I was confirmed on the South Park that redheads do not have souls. But yep, we'll do.
A ginger can call another ginger.
What's that?
I said only a ginger can call another ginger.
Oh, okay. Okay. What's the next ship, Geo? This will be our last one for tonight.
Crass, that is not food.
That's Nom Noms.
No,
not Reliant. Damn.
Yeah, don't give away. You just did a Mako.
Mako. What was the other one? Shit.
It was an Idris.
Harold.
Okay. Which Harold?
It's only one Harold.
Oh, I thought they had the variants. No, then there's no variants yet. No, sorry.
No.
Okay. The Drake Harold. See, I even get confused, and I fucking live this game.
Oh yeah. It's very easy to you got some of these variants and then not even knowing, you don't even have to buy the variant. Some of these ships you can just buy a module. So then you're like, oh, okay, so you can buy a module or a variant and it gets very confusing.
You guys, Geo's giving away all these ships tonight. You gotta follow Geo. Geo, say something in chat. Please click on Geo's name or somebody do a shout out for Geo, please. Just at least you can do, even if you don't win this ship, just give him a follow. Give him a fucking follow.
I think that when I was sorry, I'm sure you guys have moved on, but what I was trying to say is it's not just that the information's not readily available. So even if I were to do research on StarCitizen, I would have never found out by myself that that you didn't have to buy these ships in order to play the game. I would have that's not on their website. It's not anywhere disclaimed. And so that's the big thing that I have an issue with is that they don't have that easy to understand and readily available information, even if I were to search for it.
Yeah, well, I had that same problem when I first got in. I'm like, man, these idiots are paying, $150 for ships. I mean, I was just confused. It was very overwhelming. So I had to go to YouTube, Reddit, forums and read up and catch up as much as I could.
Right, but personally, I'm sitting here streaming games 40 hours a week, and then I'm doing probably another 10 hours to more like 20 hours of behind the scenes work plus real life stuff. I don't have time to sit there and scour through Reddit pages and scour through YouTube.
That's what my biggest argument for talking about why Code doesn't stream this. He's not been looking at it, but he just had time to get into it. Sorry, go ahead, Baron.
That's totally understandable too.
There's just not it's going to take me a good 5 or 6 hours to do all the research to understand this game. I don't have 5 or 6 hours to spare right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know any of the larger streamers. If I'm at my size and I'm struggling to find time, I don't know how any of the larger streamers ever will.
Yeah, they won't. They need some, but they need a press package for the larger.
Let us cover a lot of stuff in game. Like I said, I be at work so damn bored, and I just have so much time to research.
Trendane, you're trying to hop in, and so isn't Baron. You guys are trying to get in.
No.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were trying to say something.
I keep watching my name pop up in chat, and MD Man 2 was asking who I am.
He's Trendane.
That's exactly what somebody else said.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Fast Cards, or maybe it was Shan. Anyway, to address that point, and a little bit of ego stroking, which I don't often do, many years ago, 2.5 roughly, I decided when I first found out about StarCitizen because of Geekdomo over there, I looked up all of or as many of the lore entries for the different star systems and corporations and everything that I could find, and I decided that as a voice actor, I would love to work on StarCitizen. I think it would just be incredibly fun. And so I had my dream job. If I could do anything on StarCitizen, what would it be? And I wanted to be the voice of what is now referred to as the ARC, or the Galactic Guide. And if you're in one star system and you have to go to this other star system and you don't know anything about it, you just bring it up either on your ship or on your Mobiglass, and you say, okay, what can you tell me about the Terra system? And it just immediately starts narrating what the thing was. So I decided that's going to be my audition to Star Citizen, and so I started narrating these things, and more people started liking them because they're like, I don't have a lot of time to read. There's all this stuff, and that people would put them on like USB sticks or burn them to CDs and listen to them in their car while they're driving someplace, and they can still consume the lore without having to read it. And I was like, okay, this is cool, and I did it for, I think I got like 33 of the things done, and before I ultimately stopped because.
I'm trying to make one of them play here, Trendane. It's My Voice is My Art is the name of the thing, right?
The thread in the forum.
But I go to click on it and it doesn't seem to work. Like, where's the file to make it play?
It should be in there.
Right here. Okay, here we go. Listen to Trendane. This is Trendane doing the Galactic Guide on Star Citizen.
Galactic Guide selected. File entry. The Hades system. I had put my ship on automatic, bearing for Hades 3, and then climbed down to the middeck. As I stepped toward the hold, I caught sight of something in the darkness. I couldn't say it was even human, but humanoid at least. I had an immediate impression of a body with exposed musculature, covered in blue-hued veins. It turned to look right at me when my ship suddenly rocked. It was gone. It was a nanosecond of an encounter, but I was left with a terrible sense of presence. It was as though I'd seen something my mind couldn't understand. The feeling never passed. I sold the ship when I got home. It didn't feel like mine anymore. Eli Thorne, nav jumper.
All right. So that's the example of Mr. Trendane's super silky voice.
Baron.
That was beautiful.
Stop it. That's my job.
The reason I showed a boob on the stream is I'm trying to calm everybody down, and a breast will make everybody calm down. Okay.
Yeah, but you're not calming your tits. You're fucking spasming the thing out.
Well, it's a stress.
Wait, there was a
boobie.
tit?
It's a stress boobie, and my wife bought me these, and I broke the last one because I was a little too stressed.
Okay, I read the tip thing in the chat, and I wasn't looking at the stream, and I'm thinking to myself, did my
boob come out? No, your boobs are fine.
It could happen.
It happens to me.
You could just like.
Yeah, so that's okay. Just all take a chill pill. Try, smoke some weed or something.
So yeah, the easiest place to find those is the SoundCloud. I mean, if you want to read,
where's the linky poo? Can you put a link?
I did. I already. It's long past.
No, put it. Can you put it in our chat and then I'll make it a command?
Oh, put it in our chat. Okay, fine. Anyway, in the call chat or in Discord?
In our call chat, yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'll remember to hit send this time. Oh, there we go. Okay, so anyway, you can either go to the forum thread, which is the one that people keep linking in chat, or you can go to the SoundCloud Central Library database. By the way, it will
autoplays. Okay, sorry about that.
That's not my fault. That's SoundCloud.
There we go. I'll have to make that a command. All right.
Yeah, and then every time somebody clicks on it, it starts playing the thing automatically.
Very nice.
Anyway,
yes.
So yeah, those are the two places that I have it. The forum thread links directly to the individual files on that SoundCloud list, so you can do either one.
Battern, you've been trying to say something, I guess. I didn't realize.
No.
Oh, see, I see that. I say that all night. It looks like you're going to say something, and I interrupted.
I thought he was too.
I did too.
Yeah.
Very expressive.
He leaned in towards the microphone. I was like, oh, here it comes. Oh, by the way, speaking of Baron shooting me in the face, there is another thing that we did that unfortunately we oh God, I wish it had. Was this thing we were going to do called bulkheads.
Yes.
And it ultimately wound up not panning out in part because I couldn't commit to it, and I didn't want to commit to something that I could not commit to.
I was totally gonna do the voice of the number one guy. What was his name? The fucking guy. Yeah.
If you go to YouTube and you do a search for, I think just StarCitizen bulkheads.
It's too bad it never went out.
Find it, and it's Baron and me.
I was gonna be on it too. Like they said they were gonna hire me for one of the parts, but it never went out. We're gonna
do this again. We're gonna do bulkheads again.
I really hope so. God, I hope so.
Dean just said that we could do it, so we're gonna do it.
Well,
excellent.
The reason it stopped is because what's his name couldn't use the engine stuff anymore.
That was part of it. There were several things that kind of shelved it temporarily, but I mean, I'm really hoping that we get back to it. And
I want to do bulkheads.
Can you do a voice?
Rub yourself up against the wall. Oh, you mean the show?
Just do a voice. Be an angry black guy.
Yeah, I want to be a typical angry black guy. Yeah.
There you go. Okay, next question. Let's see. In an interview with Chris Roberts, where Chris Roberts mentions selling starter packages after the game is purchased launches. These are some of these questions are from before. He mentions like the Hornet. I took it to mean as like how the Hornet was a package and now it's an example, not that the Hornet was a starter pack. Oh, word wrap. I still believe SIG will only sell Auroras, Mustangs, or Reliance. Does hearing that change how you feel about selling ships after the game's purchased? That's from Fast Card. What are you laughing at? What did I do? Did I say something wrong?
Not you. Not you.
Are we staring into everyone's soul?
Yes.
They said that it looks like I stared into their souls. So I couldn't resist.
Oh, good.
But there was this character creation. I swear, Chris, because you look just like on Black Desert. I don't know if it was a demo in the video. You look just like with the red hair.
Oh yeah, she looks like the sorceress. She looks just like the sorceress.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. I've been streaming Black Desert for years. Yeah.
That makes me excited. I love it when I look like people. It makes me really happy.
All right, so I guess we can skip that one. The next question from Sergeant Santa wants to know, at what point should a company be held accountable for basically lying to its customers? Ooh, this is a controversial one.
Baron, can you toss a shot of that up here?
Yeah.
What are you drinking there? Patreon?
Got it. Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Looks like he's doing something else. Okay. At what point should a company be held accountable basically lying to customers? SIG get a free pass. Should they be technically, due to the technicality of money given to them, be classed as a donation or a pledge? In my area of expertise, a lot of what can be done in the past concerning making promises about what can be bought and what can't be will be blatant false advertising. Ooh. What do you think? Well, okay, so what StarCast is saying is when I guess he's actually kind of taking the DS side a little bit. When the game was coming out, they promised us one thing, and then at some point they changed that promise. And so maybe it's the thing that we were just talking about with the ships being sold, and that kind of is the previous question as well, where now the ships might be, we don't know this for sure, but all ships might be purchasable after the game comes out, whereas we thought it was only supposed to be in the beginning. If that's a truth, and that's going to happen, where you can buy a freelancer after the game comes out, or whatever ship you want, does that change the game enough to where we should sort of maybe consider trying to hold them accountable at all?
We really need to get someone from CIG in here again.
Well, we can. We'll get Ben on. Ben said he'll come on again.
Yeah, because I really would like to think they're not going to sell anything but those starter ships in the beginning, those starter packages. But like I said, they're going that route. I know I'd be one of those disappointed people because, like I said, we get these ships and we're thinking they're limited to help support the game, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden it's going to change up. Like, oh, it will be available afterwards because then I could just wait until after the game was, ready. But we're helping you guys develop this game.
One of the things that they have going in their to their advantage is the fact that Elite Dangerous already does the thing where you can have your starter ship and you can work your way up. Because they've already established that precedent, it's very easy for Star Citizen to say, yeah, that's the best way to do it. You want to play the game? Play the damn game. If you don't want to play, if you just want to buy ships, tell you what, we'll start 3D printing models and you guys can buy them all you want. But I mean, Elite Dangerous has already kind of set the precedent of, if you want bigger and better ships, get out there and earn them. And there's no reason that Star Citizen can't do exactly the same thing.
What do you think, Baron?
Yep.
All right.
So, I mean, we already touched the subject earlier.
Yeah, but it's okay to kind of touch on it again.
Chris Roberts was from, an interview. And the transcript was, right now the plan is that once the game is launched, that people will be able to buy UEC within a limit. They can't buy an infinite amount for whatever period we decide, a month, a week, whatever it will be. And then new people will buy game packages, right? So you would have, just like now, you buy a game package, and I'm going to start with my Aurora, or I'm going to start with my Hornet, or something else. So that would be there. We wouldn't be selling the digital steps separately. And I'm hoping that we're going to be enough to sustain the service and the ongoing content and future development. That's what we're making. Hopefully it'll be a good bet. If not, I think will be, and the interviewer says, we'll just you'll add in a different form of monetization, right? And he says, well, yeah, I think that the community is playing the game. At the end of the day, if that turns out not to work, I think we'll figure it out as a group in general, but I hope it will work. And he's saying if people are playing dumb stuff like Clash of Clans or stuff like that, I mean, yeah, I think that Star Citizen will hopefully have a lot of people playing it, but I'm sure it will be just because of the sense of the world and the way you can interact and how people can do all these different things.
Yeah, I don't know. Baron, do you have a voice gate or noise gate?
It sounds fine to me, so it wouldn't be the noise gate.
It sounds like it's clipping, not at a high end. It's clipping like a noise gate clipping, like it's cutting off the ends of your thing.
Clipping?
Yeah, it's like choppy sounding.
While you guys are doing this, can I go pee?
Yeah, go pee. No, actually, you can pee if you want. We only got about 5 more minutes left. There's only a couple more minutes left.
That's okay, I'm done.
Oh, okay, good. Do you feel better now?
I don't see any sort of setting here in whatever program we're in to do something like that.
Yeah, no. It's just wondering if you had a gate.
No.
You have a fence?
I do have a gate that's outside. Yeah.
A portcullis.
Oh, very nice.
Ooh,
you could lower it on somebody. Okay. So I guess we'll ask Quiddy. Okay. Yeah, this is a question for Crass Kitty. Can Crass Kitty give an overview of the EDRP, please, for all the Star Citizen crowd? The reason for it, Orbrak is a player of Elite Dangerous and also Star Citizens, and I think he would probably be interested in coming playing with you over there on the EDRP. So give a little pitch out for your EDRP server, please.
All right. So first of all, you can find anything you want to know about EDRP at edrp.space. That is our perfectly functional, wonderful website. We even have forums too.
Let's check it out.
Forums.edrp.space. And we got the space domain because space. Okay, anyways, I'm really proud of the fact that we have a website finally.
edrp.space.
edrp.space.com. Nope, that's it.
Wow.
The domain name is .space.
Oh, that's pretty fun.
Incredible.
That's a good one.
Yes.
Where do you get space? Okay. Where do you get the space domain from? I
don't know. One of my sponsor Muxie actually got me the website, so they had it.
Okay.
So this is our website, and you can find anything there. The rules seem like they are incredibly long, but trust me, they're absolutely necessary because if you have to remember, Elite Dangerous is not a game made for you to customize your servers. You're not allowed. There's no customization in private groups. There's not even private servers. It's all separate instances. So just remember, that's why we have so many rules, is to work around the fact that we are making a game that is not made for you to do this.
Gotcha.
Now, we have several different roles that you can be on the roleplay server. You can apply to be a police officer. You can be a bounty hunter. And these are two roles that you actually have to apply for and have to have a certain combat rank to do. Now, we also have RTO, which is rescue, training, and operations. So if you apply for RTO, your job is to do any rescue, which is to bring fuel to people, or if somebody needs an escort to a station or whatever, that's your job. Not only that, we actually have a flight school for people who are brand new to the game to overcome the learning curve. If you apply and you say you're brand new to the game, we have members of RTO that will be personally assigned to you, fly to wherever you're started, and help you learn the game and get you to the systems where we roleplay. Because space is so large, the roleplay is currently limited to 5 systems: Listi, Rare, or Aver, because the 2 of them sounded so similar that we had to apply both of them, Diso, and Baojiangu. And so we have all of those systems right there. And you can roleplay anywhere you want in EDRP as long as you're on the server or the group. But those are where the laws are enforced. And there are laws that are in place, like you're not allowed to trade certain goods, and if you get caught with them, you get a fine. And no space racing is allowed because it's illegal. Of course, all these illegal activities are here to give you good opportunities for roleplay to interact with the cops. So it's pretty cool and it's awesome, and you should join. And there's also on the forums, there's job boards, there's political campaigns, people running to be senators to help change the laws that are currently in place. We have job boards where you can post like, hey, I own a company that contracts out people to protect you while you're mining. And then you can get hired on the job boards to be somebody from the mining, to be somebody who protects miners or protects traders. So there's all sorts of really awesome options. And I've talked way too much because I love this thing way too much.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's great.
That is EDRP, and it's pretty freaking fantastic.
Well, look at the little baby Geo.
Say hi.
No, that's really great, Chris. That is really great. I commend you for getting this all set up because there's other games that I've looked at in the past that have had levels of detail like this, and it's just awesome to be able to join into a community that has it all kind of set up and ready to go.
Well, and the cool thing that I think really makes this a little different than most RP communities is you actually, if you post on the ideas forum and you say you want something to be changed, the admins have a meeting every week where we go over everything and we change anything that's going to be changed on Sundays. Okay. So we make an announcement anytime something changed. But if something's not working, or you think it can be better implemented, or you think there's something else that should be added, we are totally open to suggestion. And we have about 12 people that go over everything, and we all have very different opinions, and we decide whether or not we're going to add it in there. And a lot of times it's a compromise where we add part of whatever your suggestion was. So I think that makes it really cool because you do get to have a voice in this community. You get to help shape whatever it's going to become. And we are 200 members strong right now, which is pretty awesome.
All right, pause for a second. Baron, do you live near Collin, Dallas, Hunt, and Kaufman counties?
Do I live near what?
Dallas, Hunt, and Kaufman counties.
Sort of.
I just saw a news thing that popped up there. The tornadoes all ripping up through their area there. So.
Oh shit.
You better take cover.
I'm gonna look at the weather.
Yeah, it's about time for us to go. Anyway, let's see. We got a ship.
You'll know when it moves in with you.
Yeah. Galkert is one. Galkert, you have 1 minute. Type in claim. Let's go around the room real quick and tell everybody what where people can find you at. Let's start off with Geo Get Money. Geo, where can people find you at, buddy?
On Twitch. You guys find me on YouTube, and I just got threw up on.
That's okay, it's a baby.
Welcome to fatherhood.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
Humans.
Yep. Mr. Bad News Baron, where can people find you at?
You can find me at twitch.tv/badnewsbaron and the Bad News Baron on Twitter.
Awesome. Trendane?
I am Trendane pretty much everywhere, at Trendane on Twitter, and Twitch channel is Trendane, where I will be recording more voiceover for Beyond Skyrim tomorrow, live streaming.
That's awesome. Trendane does voiceover for an add-on for the mod for Skyrim called Beyond Skyrim, and it's awesome. So you guys should check that out. It's huge mod. And then finally tonight, our guest of honor, Mr. Crass Kitty. Where can people find you at?
You can find me at twitch.tv/crasskitty, twitter.com/crasskitty, Instagram crasskitty, Tumblr crasskitty modeling. Everything is crasskitty. If you Google crasskitty, you will find everything there is to know about me. It's pretty great. So
awesome.
That's how you find me.
That's great. All right. It still looks like somebody hasn't claimed it. Hold on. Did somebody just claim it? Oh, Just Morg did. Okay, congratulations, Just Morg. Contact Geo, and he'll send that ship over. Thank you so much tonight, Geo, for doing another 2-ship giveaway, man. You're nuts. You have to stop that at some point.
No problem.
But I love your face. Thanks, everybody. This will be up on YouTube as soon as possible, and check it out over on iTunes if you need to download it and listen to the audio only. And I'm going to do the audio equalization, so it might take a little bit of time because it was all crazy tonight. I'm going to equalize it. I have a way to do that, which should help it a bunch. So that should, for the audio on YouTube, it'll be better. Thanks, everybody. Good night. Have a good one. We'll see you all next week. Remember, it's nice to be important, but more important to be nice. See ya.
Be careless.
Oh, that's so sweet.